Oh, don't you start barking.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. But you already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me. But you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me. But you did not. So I fell asleep with a broken heart.
Oh, you wanted to hear us too?
How's that, Don? Is that better?
A little.
Sean, can you hear me?
He
No,
said
I can't hear Sean. Let me just-
Hey,
Blah, 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 blah,
There he is.
We've
blah.
done this a couple times. I don't want to play this game no more.
Yeah, it's getting a little crappy. Hey, guys, it is probably late. But-
It's 6:20.
oh, not so bad.
Hey,
not,
okay.
not so shabby.
August 3rd.
We made it on by a quarter after on August 3rd. It's almost over. I keep telling you.
He
You
said-
see, I told you about July, right? Is it gone?
You didn't July. You
I
told
didn't
the
July.
truth.
I didn't July. No, I told the truth, and it's gone. And listen, I haven't watched the news today, but I don't know what the Congress decided to do. I hope they got smart and
Is that an oxymoron there?
yeah. Oh yeah, there it is again. Have you been watching? Did they make any kind of decision on helping people that are starving to freak to death?
No. Their plan is you give them a virus, you let them get sick, you defund the police, you let them kill each other, and then I finally got smart enough in these old years that I got on me to listen to my body.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, I didn't listen to it last year, and then I spent last year in the hospital.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid that. Yeah, we're rolling up on a good year. That's awesome.
And you've been doing
Yeah,
great.
you've been doing great. So that's
That's
really awesome.
It's been a good minute. And actually, I think your last trip was even really maybe involuntary. That's when you said, I don't remember this ambulance bill. It was one of your last ones, but
yeah.
hey, it's been a minute. It's beautiful.
So anyway, guys, tomorrow's Tuesday, and if you're out there and you've been the sound of my voice, and you know that Tuesday is as long as it lasts is our food distribution day, and we'll be here at the Onico Farmers Market tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So just come first serve. Come and get it until it's gone, and just want give you guys and fam a heads up. If you have not joined the Recovery Room family yet, please do. Just go on to your Facebook and go in that search thing and type in the Recovery Room, and the little guy in the bed will show up, and just click on join, I guess, or whatever it is you need to do. And then you'll be able to see
Join our
some
Recovery
stuff.
Room family.
Yeah, you'll be a part of the family. You can see people. I mean, you know, we're getting some really a bunch of new people coming in that are active, and I like it. And they're posting some things that are you know very helpful, very revealing.
I'm loving it because a lot of some of the content right now is kind of raw, and so some of it I try to not really disclaim, because everybody's truth, as long as you're not being mean, your story's your story.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Don, can you hear me? Someone asked if you can give us a little volume and turn Sean down a little bit.
You can't just turn me down.
Yeah, you can't handle the
shut me
truth.
up.
Yes, it's about time the black man get ready to turn y'all down.
And you had to go there. He's gonna
About damn time.
Oh, he's bringing the smoker home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Connor.
Oh my God. Yeah, on purpose, right? So yeah. Hey, so listen, guys, and I'm finally getting a little bit of traction out of my helmet. Two people over the last couple of days have said, "Hey, man, they're just curious."
What's wrong with you?
But do you know what that flag represents? And I say, yes. She said, so why are you wearing it? And I said, well, I needed a helmet to pass my endorsement for my motorcycle thing, and it was the only one that they had at the pawn shop. He said, that's it? And I was like, yeah, that's it. Aside from all the rest of it.
Technicalities.
Aside from all the rest of it, aside from the fact that I'm saying, listen, first of all, I wasn't the one that suggested somebody tear down somebody's statues. I mean, for me, and burn and putting down the flag and all that, for me, it makes absolutely no sense. I know I'm gonna get some real flack about this from some people, but I mean, I wouldn't know nobody going down and beating up and tearing down my heroes and whatever. If they're your heroes, they're your heroes. It's a part of your thing. Amen. One of the guys said, hey, listen, man, the only reason I asked because, that represented my lifestyle. Where I grew up, that was part of my life, and I went totally against it, man. And I just, when I see it, I get angry. And I was like, dude, I'm glad that, we're having this conversation. He said, yeah, because I love everybody, and I don't want nobody to get it right. White lives matter, black lives matter. And we had this conversation sitting at a stoplight, And then I was sitting at the convenience store, and a Mexican dude came up to me and said, hey, bro, the flag is what the flag
I was just going to
right?
say, no offense to your nationality, but seriously.
And I said, yeah, man, I know what it means. I said, and I wear it proudly. And he was like, oh. And he said, me and Mexicans and blacks, we got to stick together. So I'm so glad that they start tearing down these statues. And I'm like, well, dude, I don't necessarily, agree with any of it. I'm just free to wear the helmet because, I'm American and I can do what the heck I want to do. You know what I mean?
Just said, well, someone was bound to say something eventually about your helmet.
Yeah.
Then they went and knocked down over a fountain or a monument.
Yeah, I mean, it's craziness. I mean, we got to get out of this whole division crap. I mean, more people love each other and are on the same team and will fight for each other than the other way around. Look at my brother that's right here on the screen. I mean, this is a do or die. We go down together, you know what I mean? And it's so, forget about all that nonsense because that's exactly what it is nonsense. And, somebody else said today to me, said, it's going to be, there's going to be the great awakening. It's like, no, it is now. There's a great awakening happening as we speak. It ain't coming. It's happening. And if you know what? If you stay asleep, that's on you.
I'd say if you're blind, but open your eyes at the next. Ooh. Yeah, we had this discussion earlier today. And
Yeah.
Some of it is either when it's time you just have to open your eyes, or you just have to surrender. Is it?
Yeah.
Where does it come from? But
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, so here's where it comes from. If you remember the family, every day is we get, as best we get a chance, we post a topic for the day, something that just, during the course of the day kind of, came up and we discussed it and it became, okay, that's what we'll talk about today, because obviously if we're talking about it, some other people need to talk about it. And so, Christy, what you're looking at here are two dimensions, so to speak. You know what I mean? Here you've got a brand Nubian, which she's created this group, and there's a lot of y'all out there. But those are people who are just fresh in their recovery. And that's a huge group of people that are looking for some sort of answer. And when we try to say here, is that we don't necessarily have the answers. Fortunately, we got a couple of doctors that are coming on, and they can give you some educated and intellectual parts of it. But we here only represent somebody who's freshly in and somebody who's been in for a while. And what in is in what? We've been talking about that. In recovery? Well, we're talking about life. We'd like to switch it up, because I think we might have to change the name of our show.
This was epic yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, because when you really look at it, you ain't trying to recover nothing.
We were legit laying in bed, and he said, something is wrong with this. And that's when I came to, you want to recover, and then I said, oh, you don't want to.
All right, this is someone calling about the show, or are you calling about a bill, or what's going on? Hi, Amy.
Never mind.
Anyway.
So I said, I don't want to detain a lawyer. I don't want to detain my past.
Yeah.
And then
you don't want that time you
recovery.
misspent with your kids back, because you can't ever get it back. And so we want to attain some stuff that we've never had.
The newness.
We
that
want the
wellness,
new
that
stuff.
That new me life.
We want the joy of listening to a kid's laughter and letting that be what moves you and go, wow, listen to that, or the dog barking.
Not having the guilt related to it is where mine comes from.
Yeah, no guilt. Oh man, no guilt and no shame.
Totally enjoy it, and you don't have to watch your back, and you don't have to feel bad, and you can just have that moment. That's what I want.
And keeping it real, where you can leave some money sitting on the dresser and it's there when you come back.
How's that feel?
You know what I'm saying, guys? And so, we don't have the answers for you, because there's only one answer. Oh, yeah, we do have the answers for you, because there's only one answer. And like I said, the topic for the day is own your shit. Now, shit is a very versatile word. Holy shit.
I'm going to say it with a capital S.
Yeah.
You got that's some good shit. That's
Good
some bad
shit.
shit.
Wow. That's bad shit. Yeah. So I mean, and so that's really what it is, because what it comes down to at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, all day long, is that every time you get that urge to use, only you can stop it. It's not like Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. Only you can put out that fire that comes raging into your heart, into your mind, that you've got to go even as much from a physiological, because your body's craving it, but your brain is craving it first.
It's a mental relapse before anything.
So at the end of the day, you got to own your shit. You can go to every rehab on the Eastern Seaboard. You can come out and live in a sober living facility. You can do a whole bunch of those things that work for some people and don't work for other people, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about any of those things, because it's you that's going to have to make those decisions. And if none of those things existed and you were just ready to get out of that lifestyle, you could still do it. But it's going to be up to you.
It's all up to you. And I just had the opportunity to talk with someone yesterday, and when I actually had to sit there and kind of vocalize, yeah, I did a detox program, I think about 7-9 times. I overdosed how many times? I tried a 28, 30-day program, left or, just the whole everything. It's like when you really hear yourself talk about it, but you really start to understand it. But it's like it took over 16 years, but then even in just this last 3 years and then this last year, what the heck actually made it click? What makes you click? It wasn't losing my kids. It wasn't whatever. I could own my crop. It wasn't jail. It wasn't the rehab. It wasn't. What does it?
Your decision.
It's surrender. It is when
your
you
decision.
actually, maybe all the other.
And I'm going to tell you guys, again, just keeping it real, I saw a month of agony, okay? A month of agony of trying to come off and to get to sit out of the system. And so it's a question of how bad do you really want it? There's questions that go on a lot of the pages like, oh, which pain is worse, coming off Suboxone or coming off of heroin? And my answer is they both suck.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, one is worse than the other. I don't know which one, you know, because for me it may be one, for you it may be the other. There's no. This is like, you know. Well, this is for my. I'm talking to the 9%ers. I know I'm talking to all of us out here, but my 9%ers. You know what a 9%er is, right? That's those of us who've got a year or more of cleanliness and or whatever you call it. Living life without the substance running your world. That's what it's really called. It's called living your life without being run and ruled by a substance. Right. You know, and so I was going to say something about the 9%ers, but I forgot what it was because when I said that, I just had that whole thought and that thing took over my brain. My brain got like, you know, it's like because I no longer am run by a substance. And it's a freedom that when you start talking about freedom, that's freedom. That's freedom.
So okay, so when do you gain that? Because I want to say, okay, I semi have that freedom, but I'm, like you just told me the other day, I'm kind of so new to my recovery, and I got to watch myself. And so when do you, I mean, because you can't ever be comfortable. You get comfortable,
yeah.
you can lose it all.
Yeah. No, I think that is wrong.
Instead of that, you know, my Nubians to where you're 9%ers. Where do you ever cross that line, or do you always?
Yeah, and when you cross it, you're gonna know it, and everybody crosses it at a different time. You know what I mean? And yes, it's crossable, and yes, it's doable. And let's get out of all those old thinking mindsets that we've ever been in before. Let's throw all that crap out the window. Let's start here at square one, and let's call it what it is. Yes, things do change. If you stay clean and sober long enough, there'll come a time when you don't want to do it, when you don't even think about it anymore, when it's not even a part of your daily activities. Okay? In fact, if it comes up, it's almost like foreign to you. You know? Yes, it does happen, but it only happens at the time. You know, and I don't know how much time that is for you. It could be 30 days. It could be 2 days. It could be whatever. You can get that freedom, that liberation, and love it and hold on to it so much that you got it right away. Okay, there are no norms. Oh, I know what I was getting ready to say. It's like when you go into. That's why I said to my 9%ers. You know, we all been to jail a few times, and so you know, it's like when you're in jail, right? And everybody's comparing everybody's time. Where you going in for? What time? Where you going? Oh, I got a DUI with a someone said. Oh Lord, here's what they gonna do. No, they not. No, everybody's time in front of the judge is different. Because of everybody's experience is different, okay?
They hated my ass.
So, you know, for somebody to tell you that here's what you're going to do and here's how you're going to get clean, dude, it's just not that way.
To be honest, and on that, I actually went in and instead of me being I was sentenced. Instead of me being let off on my rehab time, I went in and blew couple over the level.
Oh boy.
On my court date, trying to explain to them that I'd been in rehab for 20-some days and done my time, and the judge said, obviously you haven't learned anything, and she put my butt in for 59 days. No time served. I got 1 day served.
Here's what she said. on the way here, and this is what it is. Another thing. Here, what we want is attainment. We don't want to recover nothing. Let's get out of that mindset.
Don't want to detain.
We want to start attaining things. What she said to me on the way here is that, one of the beautiful things is that I don't have to lie about nothing.
It's the addict mentality that normally you jump to because you're always trying to or think that you're covering your butt.
Not
Then
doing
it comes
so good.
down to go, I don't have to say nothing.
Yeah, don't have to lie, man. There's a freedom there.
And knowing the whole time that every time I even tried, he's looking at me like I'm a messy idiot.
Yeah, it's like, really? It's like, really? Like, can't you see that I can see through that? Who knows you better than me?
It is a mess.
No, or Sean.
Very similar to a child. The kid could be sitting there, and the parent hears something like some glass break. First thing the kid is, it wasn't me, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
The same thing with an addict.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen my wallet with my money?
Oh, it's me. Hey, it's the stigma. It's the guilt. And you do regain that back from people. That trust back. You do regain it. Forget about all the stigmas. Forget about today on August 3rd in the year of our Lord 2020. I want to say to everybody right now, throw all the crap out the door. Get rid of it. It's useless. It serves no purpose. And what you've got to do is make a decision for yourself. Don't forget about how many people died from the corona or how many people got OD'd on the this or that. Forget about all the stuff because you're stacking the cards against you. You got too much in your brain. Empty your brain and think about one thing, not getting high today. Or let me make that a little bit more clear. Not getting high right now. Not getting high. I'm not going to get high right now. And say that to yourself 100 times a day. You get through some time.
However many times it takes.
I'm just an arbitrary number. Say that to you, and it becomes a part of your thinking. And then when it becomes a part of your life, and you start finding yourself, like I said, with money the next day, or not even thinking about, not waking up. Because all you guys know this one, right? Waking up already with your brain running and how you're going to get the money. Wondering, first of all, if you were smart enough to leave anything from the night before, knowing that you weren't.
Or I thought you put it somewhere. Now you're going to tear up the whole house.
Tear up the whole house looking for that thing that you...
If you would have put the effort into not using, as you did looking for that something,
Yeah.
you would have been okay.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning and look, you check your wallet and your pockets, and you're like, damn. How much money?
It's a good thing, guys. And so, is Judy? I can't see.
Judy said, that's when you're talking about that. She said some people have deep pockets and get a slap on the wrist.
Well, the thing about all of that is that the jail time means nothing. It's really the time with yourself that you miss, and again, you can't ever get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So forget about it. Start today. Start today changing your thoughts about the whole thing. Don't worry about all the rest of the stuff. If you need to go to a rehab, guess what? In due time, you will find yourself in rehab. It will work for you because guess what? The things you think are what you get. If you start thinking that's what you want to do, it's just like you think that drug into existence, right? You think that drug into existence. Think your whatever it is you need, your new living space, or your new mate, or your new job, whatever it is that's going to change what you're doing right now. Think those things into existence. Because as a man or woman thinketh, so are they. Those are the things that materialize.
That's what you would tell me. Okay, I need you to start thinking about this. I need you to center this. Bring it in.
Yeah. God, guys, I'm every day in my prayers are for each and every addict that's out there that's actively using right now, because it's just so dangerous out there. You know, I mean, always has been and always will be. But right now, it's just like it is at the height of it because with Corona, some of the shipping ports and all are not as accessible as they used to be, and getting the drugs into wherever the neighborhoods is not as easy as it was. And so fentanyl is easy to transport, and it's cheaper. And it's being used to cut everything.
Did you see the post I did earlier? And it said, this is the amount of fentanyl that'll cost you your life. And it was, set next to a penny size. And then it had like a dime bag under it. And it said, this is not heroin or meth or fentanyl. This is my mom's ashes. And you're this far away from being here. And it was like...
Yeah. It's real.
Okay.
That's real.
And I said something to you on the way here that, I've gotten myself to the point I don't test your CPR skills.
Thank you.
Trying to bring me off the floor. And
listen, we ride by a cemetery. It's right across the street, and it's full. And that's the most valuable property on the planet because you know how many people out there in that dirt went to the grave with their greatness still buried inside of them, with their gifts and their treasures and their talents that the world never got to see. And forget the world, that they never got to experience their own good because, guys, let's face it, we're here to entertain ourselves. You know what I mean? And so why not explore that greatness that's inside of you and certainly give it to other people. But I know when I'm singing on stage, I'm digging me.
You always digging you.
I'm digging me, and I'm trying to be the best me that I can possibly be for others, but I'm digging doing that.
That's that other thing I read today was the cemetery is full of ones that we're going to stop using tomorrow.
Yeah. One of these days you're going to stop using. Let's just hope it's when you still got blood and life in you.
Is your sobriety date on your tombstone or in your mind?
Yeah.
Go either way.
Either way. And you know what? And stop with the dates. Stop with the dates, man. Stop this bean counting stuff. I'm sorry, it's just the way I'm feeling today.
Maybe some people need.
Yeah, if you got to count your beans,
no
go
judgment.
ahead.
No
judgment, but just don't do it. And then guess what? It doesn't matter how many days you've done it because it's your everyday. It's your everyday. Somebody got it down to the day. Okay, well that's good, and that's all fine. But just like me, with whatever many days I got, if I get high today, that's all whatever.
I've done set myself up for another fail. No.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I don't count my days, but that day one is a day one, and I will appreciate every day that I have.
So once again, you're looking at the dichotomy here. You're looking at the one, and you see, and this is what we also talk about. It's like we're not here trying to say we're any kind of experts or anything. We're here with two people that are on both sides of the scale. Whichever side you want to sit on, we can talk about it. What are you going through when you're brand new in this thing? Some of the same things you're going through later on into this. Still sometimes, I'm sure a lot of people that's got a lot of time in this, but obviously it's still going to be some times that it'll pop up at a party or any kind of number of things. But the longer you have said no, because you've conditioned yourself to say no, obviously, the longer you've said that, the easier it gets. Every time you say no, it gets easier.
Once you've got it or you're there, I mean, every time I was pregnant, I stopped for those 9 months, but I was committed for my kid, not myself. It wasn't until, you mentally, or I mentally got myself there that I haven't gone back. I can't say.
Today's the day you got.
And I take today from the time I wake up to all day long.
Yeah, today's the only day you got. Entertain yourself, man. Break out your maracas. Have a little party with yourself.
Sean said no.
Have a little party. Sean, you know about having a little party with yourself.
He said, I got the maracas. You all don't come home.
Yeah, let's celebrate, man. Let's celebrate. Let's not look back. It sounds like that where you played stuff. Well, none of that stuff. 89 truck back. I want a new truck.
If I wanted that female, that truck, that dog, I'd
Oh
still
man,
have it.
and that dog. I hated that dog.
Not that dog. Don't talk about that dog like that.
I hated that dog.
He's lying.
Anyway, yeah, let's attain our new stuff, guys. Let's go after our new. Let's go after what it is right now.
Like Judy's talking about that dash.
Yeah, the dash. I mean, it's a poem, and if you haven't read it yet, I'm suggesting that you Google it, the dash, and it talks about what it is. What kind of person are you? When they do your eulogy, when they talk about that dash, which is that between the day you were born and that last number that they put on your tombstone, what does your dash say? Were you one of those people that they applauded when you walked in the room or when you left the room? You know, and so what does your dash say? What does your dash say right now? Because you're living it right now, and you know, and there's no guarantee that you're going to be here tomorrow. None of us. There's no guarantee that any of us are going to be here tomorrow. So what is your dash saying today? Sean, you going to sleep over there?
No, I was thinking mine should say, do not try this at home,
Oh yeah, we had the conversation this morning.
or use under adult supervision, something along those lines. You know.
Well, it started with your disclaimer.
The disclaimer? Okay.
I will not repeat it.
I didn't hear it, so I ain't going to repeat it.
I don't remember it, and that's the
Yeah,
story. now.
that's your story, and you sticking to it. Yes, sir. I hear you. So anything in the news you guys want to talk about? Did they, again, I'm asking, does anybody know that they cut me my check? Did they send my check? I'm waiting on it.
That's why you
Can I
want
get
to check the
one, too?
mail today.
Yeah.
What he say?
I was just, you said that's why I wouldn't check the mail. Doggone right. Look, you look in the background back there again. I ain't the scarecrow.
So, yeah, I came out the room and I said, baby, are we taking the bike or the car? And he said, baby's out there checking the mail.
For that check. Hey man, listen. I'm hoping that everybody has got their provisions. You know, I'm hoping that you know, you guys that were getting that extra money for the last few months. I'm hoping that you were mindful enough to put some of it aside.
And if you are local and you have yourself or neighbor, anyone that we can help or support. Tomorrow we have here at the Oneiko Farmer Market 25-pound boxes of perishable food. Please, you need.
Got about 50 of them, so when they're gone, they're gone.
So if you or someone.
And I think we've got to figure out how to call those people that we already got numbers for too, so they can come back. Obviously, they're in need. It's really a wonderful thing, and I want to thank the Church of Hope for allowing little us to have this really beautiful, share this really blessing, real awesome blessing. To be able to feed people is an amazing feeling.
Let's just bringing it into this community here from.
Yeah. And listen, guys, you know, we're going to need some help because I don't know if this thing is, if it's probably due now to go to the end of August, and so I don't know what's going to happen after that, but we need to start thinking about the food banks or whatever so we can do something continuously over here because obviously people are hungry. And so if you guys got any connections to like food banks or anything like that that we can get some stuff from, I think we were talking about starting a non-perishable collection thing.
If we could do that at the market and then maybe distribute it more throughout the weekend and I mean just.
Hey, and guys, tell me what you think about this one because this is something I've been thinking a lot about. We got a big smoker out there, and we got some other people though. I want to do for people who are feeling philanthropic. I want to do how I feed the neighborhood, the healthy community where you feed the neighborhood. Our plates are going to cost $10, so you donate $10 and you feed somebody. What are your thoughts on that one? Does that sound Like something that people would do?
If they know my cooking, you know so.
Actually, a friend of mine, Amber, used to work for me. I've been talking to her about it, about her doing on the weekends for us, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing.
Good.
And she said she's up for doing it. Like we'll supply everything. We got to figure out how we're going to pay her. But she's up for running the grill and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's do that, and we'll get the grill here the next couple of days. We got to go out there anyway. So.
Yeah, it's right by that thing I heard growling yesterday.
What happened?
That animal that was out there trying to him.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you go get that by yourself.
No. I mean, like boys in the woods, and it's no good.
No,
I don't know a boar track from a.
No, he said
hyena
no.
track.
Boars don't.
They don't
That was
growl
like that was like a mountain lion or
No,
something.
it's like a cougar or a bear. He said.
A freaking bear, huh?
And so I said, I was even telling him the other day about the water moccasins. I said, okay, well, I'll go out there and help you, but I'm going to need some crop kickers and maybe a piece or two, fully loaded. Let's go. And then he tells me this last night. I said, I don't know if I'm willing to do this.
You try to run a commercial?
Sure.
Yeah. How about some commercials? That's not a commercial.
Sure, Don.
That's the start of the show, Donald.
Oh, you just
Somebody
want
whoop him.
you wanted to stay another hour?
No, it was
We're just
scheduled to
restarting?
It was just a test.
Yeah.
Never mind, just a moment. Let me try this again. There we go.
Okay, Don, it's Monday.
It sure feels like it.
We're on
Warriors.com, the website
Oh, look,
that's
there you
dedicated
go.
to connecting our armed forces and first responders to businesses that appreciate their valor. For more information, go to POWarriors.com or call 336-501-0017. PO Warriors, protecting our warriors that protect us.
Hammock Haven. Spice up your next event with the Hammock Haven experience. To find out more, go to thehammockhaven.com or call 941-201-5226. The Hammock Haven. Chillax a minute.
Are we back? Hey,
We're here.
that's me. Ooh, love me some me. Well, it's the truth.
I don't know why, it just started working correctly.
Oh shit, it's working?
Well, you just saw it work.
Oh yeah.
Without all the glitches on the bottom and smash up.
Yeah, there's still a bad ratio on the monitor, but we can live with that.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
Howdy,
Hey,
Glenn.
listen, I again want to thank the guys out there in Facebook land, the Facebook people who created this technology and allow us to be able to reach out to their entire audience, which is seemingly the world. And thank you guys so much, and thank you guys for tuning in when you tune in. I mean, because this is a far cry from anything that we would ever thought we'd be able to do just a few years ago. You know, to where where you can have this opportunity to switch cameras and bring in people from out of space and where we don't know where Sean is. Is he really there? Is that Rashawn?
There he is.
Is that him for real?
Ready.
Yeah, can't convince me. So yeah, and so who would have thought? And so thank you, Facebook. And listen, you guys, I don't tell you enough. I love you, I love you, I love you. And if nobody's told you guys that they love you today, could you switch to Sean and let him say how much? Tell him how much you love him, Sean.
Thanks a lot, see.
You know, okay, so on that note, I know I got a few minutes. So I actually came on the Recovery Room just now about a year ago.
Time flies.
It was shortly
Hell of a year, too.
It was shortly then after that you started traveling, and Sean came in to save my butt because I sat down to log my first Recovery Room show and started bawling my eyes out in, the first 2 minutes. And so Sean came in the room, still kind of out just sitting on his walker, but came in to save my butt. That was now approximately, 9 months ago?
Yeah.
Look at us now.
And 9 months a baby was born.
Yeah. I don't know nothing about birthing no baby.
Hey.
When I know about birthing a baby.
I know.
Hold on. Let me do this. Oh, you don't click down. I want to see what this looks like. Go back, please, to what you just had. No, you switched it. You switched it.
It switched on me.
It switched on you. It's a switcher. All right, stay right there. Don't move.
Switch is better than a swing.
Oh, there he is. And we get all three of us. Okay, now I
All right.
Oh, he just wanted to see himself.
Yes. Yes. Indeed. For sure. So yeah, every day, man, and that's what it's like, man. And see, it ain't nothing wrong with liking yourself, man. It ain't nothing wrong with loving yourself. You cannot love or like anybody else unless you love and like yourself. And this is what we're talking about. Yeah, of course you're still working on it, and it's an ongoing thing. And you know, but see, what you're gonna do, and because this is what I know about my 9%ers, the majority of us. And this is what the Nubians are trying to get to now. But see, some of these Nubians like her, they're coming out the box already doing work to help other people, because I think that's what happens to us as the 9%ers. Those guys who get a little time under their belt, you will find them all doing, a lot of them doing some kind of service work to help other addicts or to help in the community or becoming counselors or whatever the case might be. Because, you know, when you come from the depths of hell,
and actually, I can't even now at this point really, as many meetings and times I have tried, years and decades later, I'm just now to the point, I think maybe months and months ago, I called a woman off my ladies group list. Never pursued it. Did the struggle. Now it's like this. Finally, like this weekend, did I actually just go back or actually talk to maybe another addict and kind of get that perspective back that was.
And you ended up in an AA meeting too, which you found is a really cool perspective on between the image of addicts and the image of alcoholics. You know, well, you don't want to say it. I ain't gonna say it.
No. I was going to say it played on my alcoholism huge coming out of my addiction, because that's how I did that transformation, and then it took me then detoxing out the alcohol so no, I'll own my shit.
Own your shit.
And it took, but no, it felt good to be in a meeting and just kind of made that just, yeah. Been a minute.
But it looked like the composition of the room was more middle-aged white men in this particular meeting, was one of the things I remember you saying. Mm-hmm. You know, and so, and the fact that alcohol is legal and you can drink it during the corona, and you can drink it more during the corona because you're home isolated, and the depression sets in, and we're losing people from despair. And so, you know, we got to get this awakening happening, that everybody understands that it's happening, and when they wake up, you know what I mean, and then we start doing the things that are necessary. And one of those things is to start the process of loving oneself, of liking oneself. Not some egotistical, I'm better than anybody type of stuff. It's not at all what we're talking about. We're talking about the kind of loving oneself that where you can give it. If you can love yourself, you can feel enough like you want to love somebody else, then you know then that you're loving yourself.
That's where I was kind of going with what I just started talking about, was that I had never been able to kind of like that accept, the either communication or whatnot previously.
Right.
Uh-oh, there goes dogs. And maybe this is kind of like the first time since like my actual like surrender and Subutex and this like mind frame that I could actually, well, the truth is I actually sat in my first AA meeting yesterday sober. I've been going to meetings for a long time. Never.
Now that's huge,
Never,
guys.
never clean or sober.
That's huge.
So I just, after actually I went to my first one when I was 14, I'm 36. I sat in my first meeting yesterday, sober, clean and sober. Well, but, wow.
Wow. Wow. That's a major. I mean, it's a major thing. It's a major thing to be able to say. It's something that everybody that's within the sound of our voice should want to be able to say one day. Maybe not even that you were sitting in a meeting, but you sat anywhere clean and sober at the same time.
I had to tell my mom and I are actually just starting to talk again. So I said, "Do you want to hear something really cool?" She's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "I just went to church and sat in AA sober for the first time, and I felt pretty darn good. I'll take it."
It's a bigger deal, man. It's a bigger deal. And so you can have it too for just $19.95. Matter of fact, what we'll do, we'll make it a deal where we'll ship you 2 of them for the same price. Just pay a little extra shipping and handling.
19 seconds at a time. Hey, whatever it takes. Do it. Make sure
Get
you've
it,
got
man. Get it,
feels
man.
good.
You can have it. You can have it. You can. And it's not like the Flex Seal, man. I'm not trying to sell you the boat. Just not. I'm not trying to sell you some dreams. I'm just trying to sell you your existence, your reality, your life, your passion, your feel good.
I have a call. I have to take this, so I'm
Okay.
out, guys.
All right, peace.
Hello?
I'm going to end that for all. Bye, Sean. Anyway, for what?
Don's done.
Oh, the end. We ain't gonna give them the 15 minutes back. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
There's your answer to your question, Beauty.
Yeah, there's what? Is that her question? Are we get? Is she gonna get
Are
an extra
we
15
running?
minutes?
No, denied.
Access denied by the producer. Look, he just shut us. He just shut us down.
No.
He just shut us down. Was that like the lights flashing in the club?
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Okay. Good night.
Wow.
Love you guys. So it is.
You sailed away and left me with nothing to say. You already knew I would come searching anyway. So I sailed across the sea to see if you were there waiting for me, but you were not. So I sailed back with a broken heart. I waited till 3 to see if you would come looking for me, but you did not.